Hello and welcome back to the channel. Glad you guys could make it. Appreciate you being here. Today's topic, we're going to talk about mental health. We're going to do a brief intro just into a little bit about what mental health is and then what your mental health is. How do we know when our mental health is healthy? Who do we talk to about our mental health? In the type of world that we live in today, we would be very careful with this information. So, first, let's start off by describing what mental health is. You can go ahead and Google it. I'm not going to Google the definition for everybody. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, you go ahead and Google it. It'll come up with a definition of mental health. But what I want everybody to do, even if you know the definition of mental health right now, what I'd like you to do, hit that pause button on that video. Go to Google. Go to your Google search bar. Type in mental health. That's it. Type in mental health and you will see what comes up. And this is part about what I want to talk about. What comes up talks about COVID 19, talks about mental health and linking that with COVID 19. Now, getting back to what is mental health, right? It's kind of how our mind links us to other people. It links us to our own bodies. It links us to animals. It links us to nature. It links us to situations, right? So, this is our mental health. Our mental health is how we take care of ourselves with our thought pattern so that the rest of our body, life, and limb can survive. And so some of mental health is how we cope with daily stressors. Each and every one of us, every single day, we have these stressors that we deal with on a daily basis. Some of them are the same. Some of them are different. Some of them are small. Some of them are large. And a large part of mental health. We're going to talk about this in a moment about how do we know when we're healthy. A large part of mental health is knowing that you must always make adjustments, knowing that a healthy mental health is something that is continually moving forward to try to make adjustments and improvements, so that there's less stress, so you have to cope with less stress throughout your day. We make these adjustments in our lives so that we can help ourselves, to reach goals, therefore providing less stress and hopefully helping us to cope with our mental illness or our mental stressors just a little bit easier. Now, talking about how do we know when our mental health is healthy? We regulate it. Like everything that goes on in our bodies or in life, just like metabolism, your metabolism is regulated each day, each week, each month, each year. You regulate your metabolism. Whether you do that on purpose or you know you're doing it, your body has a way of adjusting itself. So the way that we interact with our family and our friends and our coworkers and people in public, these things help us to regulate ourselves. When we see someone who's maybe out of control and angry, we go, okay, we don't want to act like that. When we see someone skipping down the sidewalk because they're so elated with joy and filled with joy, we see that and we emulate and want to mimic that. So that's how we that's how we know when our mental health is healthy, because we compare it to other people. That's what we do as a social society. We must compare ourselves to others. Now, when we talk about our mental health and we talk about comparing those to others, um, who can we talk to about this? This is a really sensitive subject for a lot of people. This isn't something that usually, typically, you can walk up to someone on a street corner and say, hey, I'm struggling today. I'm having a difficult day. I'm sad. I'm angry. I'm happy. Whatever is going on with your mind and your body, you have to have a certain level of trust with these individuals, because you're opening yourself up and you're becoming vulnerable. Now, with people who have mental health issues or mental illnesses, they not always can realize that they're opening up about these issues with people that they shouldn't trust. Hence, that's why they have certain deficits and limitations. So when we start to think about things, we think about therapists, counselors, family, friends, coworkers, employees, employers. We think about people in the street, cashiers, bartenders, other types and forms of counseling, because as us being social beings, we must express some of these things that we're feeling and thinking to know if our mental health has been validated or is justified. Now, I want to caution everybody, to take a breath. When you think about mental health, when you're interacting with mental health, when you're working on your own mental health, it's important to keep in mind that there are people in your corner. It doesn't always seem like it. You can't always see it. But there are people that are there. They can frustrate you. They can treat you badly. But just know that there are people that do care. There are people that get paid for a living to care. Those individuals would be our therapists, our counselors, right? And those are the people that aren't maybe emotionally invested into what's going on with you, and they might be able to help with some of your mental health. People like coworkers, family, friends, they have a little bit to either lose or gain from your mental health status, so they might have an alternative agenda. I just caution everyone when you talk about these things, find someone you can trust, find a loved one, hold them tight, and say, hey, I need help. It's okay to not be okay. I wanted to thank everybody for stopping by today. That was a quick video, very, very quick. The next couple of videos, I hope will have a little bit more information for everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you again soon.